This is a quick tutorial video on how to split a task into one or more components. Let's take a look. First thing you want to do is navigate to the main menu, go to either My Projects or the Project Master, find the project you want to work with. In our case, it is the test customer. Access the project that contains the task that you'd like to split and find the task. Here it is. I'm going to expand this. Alright, so here is my project. You can see that the sum of the value of all tasks equals the total bid price for the sales order, which is good. So green is good. But I have this task right here that is supposed to conclude on March 10th and it lasts 10 days. But that's very challenging to schedule. It's rare, in fact, that we can deploy a single team to a project for 10 contiguous days without crew swaps or other changes. So I want to break this 2-week task, 10 days, into 2 individual week-long tasks. So how do you do that without doing a lot of unnecessary copying? First thing you do is you open the task, and here's the task on this side. We'll assign some people to it. You can see that it's for 10 days. It ends on March 10th. That's the schedule date. It also calculates the prospective start date. Now, to split this into 2, there is a special button over here on either the left if you're in the browser or at the top depending on your view, and you want to activate the copy, split, or reset button. When you click on it, you get a set of additional buttons that allow you to take action on your task. Some easy ones are you can copy that same task forward by a week or even a month. You can extend a task as well. But what we're interested in is splitting the task. Now you'll see that there's no split task button. Well, that is because on your task itself you must declare how you would like to split that task. You can see that here, split task. It's a 10-day task. Let's just split it into 2, like I said, so 2 week-long tasks. So split task, 5 days. Once you choose the number of days that you want to split off, you will click the task split action. Now before we do that, it's important that you understand what this does. First thing is it preserves the existing schedule date or the end date of March 10th in this case. And what it will do is count backwards 5 days and create a new task that ends on March 10th but begins 5 days earlier. And then what it will do is it will create a task that starts 10 days earlier than this and ends 5 days later. That was confusing, but the important thing to know is that your schedule date, which is your task end date, will remain unchanged. And the splitting will occur prior to that. All right, so there's no net effect or change on the calendar other than one task becomes 2. All right, so let's take a look at what that looks like. So it's 10 days. Let's go over some things. So it's 10 days long. The task ends on March 10th. It has a price or a value of $10,000. All right, so let's just see what happens when we press the task split action button. You will get a notification that this, by clicking the task split action button, this will permanently split your task into 2. There's no way to undo or put them back together. If you are sure you want to split that 10-day task into 2 parts, 5 days each, go ahead and click the button. That's it. That's all you need to do. Let's go back and see if that split was performed accurately. All right, scroll down. You can see that your project is still intact, so the sum of all tasks equals the bid price. That's great. And now you can see the 2 tasks, expand that. So this is the original task. You can see now that its schedule date has been prepended by the number of days that the original task was split by. So now ends 5 days earlier than the original end date, which was March 10th. It's 5 days. Both tasks are now 5 days because we split it in half. And you can see that the value of those tasks has also been divided equally between the split between the number of days. The links between the tasks and the sales order and the deliverables and the field lead and pretty much everything else remains intact. If you are going to change crews from one task to the next, you will need to go in and manually update that. So Augustino and Marcy are great for first week, but the second week I want to swap them out for Mark. Okay, so now you have 2 tasks. You'll note that the software doesn't know what you want to call the new task, so it just takes the original name, which was test, and repeats it, but adds a split at the end so that you know that it was split off. You will want to go in and adjust that. In this case, we'll just say phase 2. All right, now let's get fancy. Let's say, well, a 5-day task, that's not really to my liking either. I really need to split it up between a 2-day task and a 3-day task because I have to swap out crew again for whatever reason. So let's go see what happens if I try to split a task that's already been split. So that let's take this one, 5 days. All right, the hide copy split button is still active, but you can see that the split button, well, that's because down here, it's a 5-day long task. The number of split days has not yet been selected. So let's just say I want to split off 2 days. Okay, click the task split action button, confirm, and come back, and now you can see that that original 10-day task has now been split into a 5-day task, a 3-day task, and a 2-day task. And I did that because I wanted to swap the crew again, put Curtis and Ian Keeley on that. The price has been distributed across those split tasks, and all the links remain. You'll note that the task name is the previous task, which was phase 2, with a split amended on the end. I'm just going to modify that so I keep track of everything. And there we have it. So one single 10-day task worth $10,000 has now been split into 3 tasks, 5, 3, and 2 days each, with their own names, with all links and references preserved with updated crew. That's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks a lot for watching. If you have other ideas about how to make the PM work better for you, please drop me or Drew a line and we'll put it into the queue. Thank you. Bye-bye.